September 12th, 1683. The sun rose over a besieged Vienna, its walls battered, its citizens starving, and the Ottoman banners flying high on the surrounding hills. For 2 long months, the mighty Ottoman army, nearly 150,000 strong, under Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa, had encircled the city, digging tunnels, hurling fire, and tightening the noose. Europe trembled. If Vienna fell, the road to the heart of the continent would lie open. Then came salvation, not from within Austria, but from the east. King Jan III Sobieski of Poland, a warrior king of unmatched courage, rode with his hussars, the fearsome Winged Cavalry. With feathers rising from their backs and lances glinting in the morning sun, they were the thunder of the battlefield. As dawn broke, the allied army of Poles, Austrians, and Germans, nearly 70,000 strong, descended from the Vienna woods. Cannon thunder roared, muskets flashed, and the clash of steel rang across the valley. But it was in the evening when Sobieski unleashed the largest cavalry charge in history, 20,000 riders crashing down the hills like an unstoppable tide, that the fate of Europe was sealed. The Ottoman lines shattered. Panic swept their ranks. Kara Mustafa fled. His dream of conquest turned to dust. Vienna was saved, Europe secured, and the legend of the winged hussars was carved into eternity. In one day, a king and his cavalry changed history, turning the tide of empire and proving that even in the darkest hour, courage can rewrite the destiny of nations.
Summer 1683. The walls of Vienna trembled under the fury of the Ottoman Empire. Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa, leading 150,000 men, encircled the city like a tightening fist. Cannons roared day and night. Miners tunneled beneath the walls, ready to bring them crashing down. Inside, Vienna starved. Bread was gone, water scarce, and disease spread in the streets. The defenders, barely 15,000 strong, stood in defiance, but knew their time was running out. If Vienna fell, Europe would be the Ottomans' prize. The city was gasping for breath, waiting for a savior.
In desperation, Vienna sent a cry for help. That call reached the one man Europe feared and respected, Jan III Sobieski, King of Poland. A seasoned warrior, undefeated in battle, he knew this was more than Vienna's fight. It was the survival of Christendom. Sobieski rode out with his legendary winged hussars, joined by German and Austrian allies. 70,000 men marched through forests and mountains, pushing forward with one purpose: to break the Ottoman siege and save the city before it fell.
September 11th, 1683. The Allied army reached the hills above Vienna. Below, the Ottoman camp stretched like a sea of tents. Kara Mustafa was confident. The city would fall within days. But as the sun set, Sobieski prepared his men. The soldiers sharpened their swords, prayed by torchlight, and readied their horses. Tomorrow would decide the fate of Europe. The calm before the storm was heavy, as if the earth itself held its breath. At dawn, September 12th, the Allies struck. Austrian and German infantry stormed down from the hills, clashing with the Ottomans in brutal combat. Muskets fired, cannons thundered, swords rang. The battlefield was chaos, men locked in deadly struggle, dust and smoke choking the air. Yet still, the Ottomans held. The battle raged for hours, the fate of Vienna hanging by a thread. And then, Sobieski gave the order that would make history. Late afternoon, Sobieski raised his sword. 20,000 horsemen, the largest cavalry force ever assembled, formed at the crest of the hill. At their heart, the Polish winged hussars, feathers streaming,
John,
lances ready.
please answer me.
Then, like a thunderstorm, they charged.
Is anyone out
Hooves shook the earth. The sound of wings roared through the valley. They smashed into the Ottoman lines with unstoppable force, breaking their camp in a single blow. The Ottomans scattered in panic. Kara Mustafa's dream of conquering Europe was shattered in moments. As the dust cleared, Vienna was saved. Sobieski entered the city in triumph, greeted as a hero. The defenders wept with joy. Citizens cheered. Church bells rang across Europe. The Ottoman threat was broken. For centuries to come, people would remember the day when a king and his cavalry turned the tide of history. The legend of the winged hussars was born in fire and thunder, and their charge at Vienna saved a continent.
The battlefield is quiet now.